How do you mitigate MAC address table attacks? How do you mitigate MAC address table attacks? What?
Can you slow down? Like this, sir. I'm not the only one that said
Slow
it.
down a little bit.
I was just the only one that spoke up on it.
No problem. There are different types of attacks that I cover. You kind of have to know the definition of them. DHCP snooping, IP spoofing, spanning tree manipulation, MAC address table overflow. Okay. Know how to mitigate spanning tree manipulation. Here's a hint, there's more than one way to do it. Know how to mitigate spanning tree manipulation. I go into a lot of stuff on port security, especially in particular, how to set up port security and how to set up for it to find MAC addresses or to accept MAC addresses. In particular, what the sticky parameter does. I'm in question 4. Shoot. Know the definitions, you should know this already, of confidentiality, integrity, and availability, CIA. Confidentiality, integrity, and availability. You should get this one, hopefully. What's the main command to set up DHCP on an ASA? The primary command. Know the different types of VPNs that can be incorporated on an ASA. There's a few of them. Okay? There's your IPsec or client-based, and then there's SSL or web-based. Right? Those are 2 main categories for remote access. Know which ones are hard to set up and which ones are easy to set up, which ones are hard for the user, which ones are easier for the user, right? Let's do that in detail. What's the recommended Deputy Helming group? There you go. That should be, that's number 11. Knock it out of the park, guys. Anybody misses number 11, I'm moving that. Okay, in the crypto chapter, a lot of definitions. Okay, there's a whole page on them. Review them. You need to know the definitions of cryptography, cryptanalysis, just to name a couple. There's other things that you need to have an understanding of. Hashing, what a hash function is, or hashing function is, what a message digest is. Review PKI and know how many components there are. Review PKI and know how many components there are. Okay. We talked about symmetric algorithms and asymmetric algorithms. Know which ones use a pre-shared key, which one uses a key pair, public and private key. Also, review which general algorithms fall within symmetric or asymmetric. Like if I say elliptical curve is symmetric or asymmetric, DES is symmetric or asymmetric. That type of thing. All right, we kind of had an off-topic conversation about wireless security, voice security, SAN security. All right, at a very high level, be able to identify some things that go into those. Like what is the definition of a SAN? What is the definition of a voice network? You should get that question actually pretty easily. Know what in simple terms, what a VPN does. In simple terms, what does a VPN do? Okay, and then there are two different types of VPNs. There's site-to-site and remote access. Okay, have an understanding of which does what. There's a particular protocol that can be used for site-to-site VPNs that can use IPsec for encryption or use no encryption at all. What is that protocol? You know what? I don't think I went over this one in either class, so this is going to be a freebie. Know the definition of split tunneling. It is in your slides. You can also look it up. But basically, it's a feature that allows a VPN user to have simultaneous access to the internet and access to their internal network while still connected to the VPN. Okay, so basically, they're using the internet from their home or wherever their location is locally, but they still have access to their internal resources. They're not going through the network to get internet access. Know the definition of an SA, Security Association. Know the definition of a transform set. We just covered this tonight. What is the definition of operation security? And who is the weakest link? Yeah. Should get that one. All right. All right. So and the true on the true false questions, some of these are pretty common sense. But know when a MAC address table overflow happens. Know what can cause a broadcast storm. Know how DES and triple DES works from an aspect of, does it use substitution or transposition? Substitution or transposition? We talk a lot about key spaces, why key spaces are important, okay? All right, why key spaces are important, why it's important to have a large key space. It's a concept question on that. Definition of cryptology. Definition of a hash function, I already said that already. And a message digest. Okay. Know in general, at least look at the charts in crypto as to your SHA levels, 1, 128, 256, 384, and your MD5, MD4, and know the kind of have an idea of a bit length for those. Here's a good one for you. I always get the question. SSL and TLS provide session layer confidentiality. True or false?
Can you repeat that?
Yeah, sure will. SSL and TLS provide session layer confidentiality. That's a freebie. Ooh, I that is such a stupid question. If you don't get that one right, I'll be remiss. No, understand how NAP works. Okay, understand how NAP works. What does it do? Okay, don't overthink that question. VLAN hopping. We talked about it a little bit. 802.1q encapsulation threats. Kind of understand how that works, especially when in conjunction with native VLANs.
Conjunction with what?
Native VLANs. Know how span works. Talked about span. Know how to set up span. I actually have a question on that. I'm not gonna bother 39, you get 39, wow, that's. Told you about essays already. Told you about SANs already, wireless. Telecommuting. If they talked about telecommuting, know the advantages of telecommuting. Advantages of telecommuting. What does IPsec use for key exchange? We talked about it. It actually comes in two phases. Phase 1 and phase 2. And two versions, version 1 and version 2. And it's not Debbie Home. Yeah, it's not Debbie Home. We just talked about this tonight. Why do we do network security testing? What's the benefits of network security testing? Also, we talked about tonight, rotation of duties. Know that. Risk avoidance. We went over this, okay? Risk acceptance, risk avoidance. Definition of risk avoidance. Know what INMAP does? Talked about that tonight. Then we talked about those steps for doing risk analysis. I actually told you what slide that was. Know what those steps are. Talked about this tonight too. Quantitative and qualitative risk analysis. Know that definition. Those definitions. Okay. I'll do those slides. So hopefully you guys took notes. I said, hey, you really need to pay attention to this. Did that. So, when is the